This is a teaching for women. So, I want you to ask your pastor about Jeremiah 23. Okay? Ask him, why does Jeremiah 23 warn about the pastors? Why does it say they're wolves in sheep's clothing who scatter his flock, that are liars? That teach a burden of the Lord? Ask him, what is the burden of the Lord? Because he says in there 8 times not to say burden of the Lord, or he's going to punish that person in their household. So it's important for me to know what he means by why did he say burden of the Lord? And then you can go read 1 John chapter 5 verse 2 and 3, because burden of the Lord is saying that his commandments are burdensome, they're grievous, nobody can keep them. So these pastors are teaching burden of the Lord, that his commandments are burdensome, nobody can teach them, or nobody can keep them, right? And then ask him, it says here that the false prophets, and there's going to be these people that dream and tell everyone and their neighbor their dreams in the name Baal, so that even their fathers forgets Jehovah's name for the name Baal. Jesus is what that's talking about. So go ask him that. And if it's not Jesus, who's going around saying Baal, 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 right? And ask him, because this is an end time prophecy. And how you know it's an end time prophecy, in verse 7 and 8, it tells you, I'll just read it. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, the first Exodus. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all the countries whither I had driven them, where the northern kingdom was scattered to the 4 corners of the world, devoured by the Gentiles, never to return. And they shall dwell in their own land. Talking about another Exodus. A second Exodus. So you can go ask your pastor, how come Jeremiah 23 is talking about a second Exodus, and all these pastors are liars and wolves in sheep's clothing, scattering his flock, teaching burden of the Lord, prophesying in the name Baal? Go ask him that. And then if he can't tell you, ask him, why do you not preach about the second Exodus? Why are you not preparing us for the second Exodus? Ask him those questions. Because shouldn't he be preparing you for the second Exodus? Shouldn't he be talking about this, making sure you know that you're not deceived, that he's not lying to you? He's not one of these Jeremiah 23 pastors scattering his flock, teaching burden of the Lord. And if he's teaching that the commandments are impossible to keep, no man can keep them, you can ask him, why are you fulfilling Jeremiah 23? Why are you preaching burden of the Lord? 1 John chapter 5, verse 2 and 3, for this is how we love the children of God, when we love God. For this is the love of God, to keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. They're not burdensome. So I want you to go ask your pastor those questions. And then let me know what he says.